Hello, everybody. Welcome back to It's Life Live. We are happy that you're back here with us. And if you're back with us, thanks for coming back. And if it's your first time, welcome. If you have not been here before, my name is Juan Lee. I'm the founder of Clear Journey, and I'm an author and speaker. And tonight we're going to have a tremendous guest with us. But before we get started, like I said, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please, by all means, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Clear Journey. And hit the like button if you like what you hear tonight. And come back and spend some time with us again. Tonight, we're hoping that Oliver is going to be able to make it with us. But if not, we are going to be able to make it through with him. Not here. He's having some things that he's having to take care of this evening, but we're going to make it through. All righty. Hey, we have with us tonight, just to tell you a little bit about Clear Journey, if you're here for the first time. Clear Journey is a nonprofit organization that supports you on every area, in every area of your life. What we like to do is to educate and give resources that can help you navigate your life's journey with the tools necessary. We talk about the attitudes that are necessary so that you can be prepared for life's journey. And we talk about it in various areas, including what we've been talking about here for the first part of this year. And that is, we've been talking about finances. That's one of the areas. If you want to learn more about it, go over to our website, clearjourney.org, and you can read a lot more about what we have for you there. But while you are here tonight, we are here talking about debt and retirement and how you get out of it and why, how you can help, who can help you get through that journey. So without further ado, let's talk about our guest who we have with us tonight. Her name is Bertha Winston, a distinguished financial expert, author, a captivative speaker, holds a legacy of 54 years of successful marriage. Now, when Oliver gets here, if he's here, we're going to talk about that because, as you know, Oliver is a relationship coach. Featured in front cover of 4 magazines, including Forbes, One and Sheen. Her literary contributions include Impact Works Life, Empowered to Win, Unshakable Faith, and Love Like You've Never Been Hurt. Bertha's recent release of her 4th edition anthology and Redirecting, Redefining, and Renewing You exemplifies her commitment to financial empowerment and personal development. Retired from her job, her office job, Bertha is now more fervent engagement than ever, teaching individuals on how to build passive income streams and retire debt-free. Beyond the balance sheet, her life reflects resilience, faith. As a dynamic educator, influence, Bertha Winston continues to inspire others on their journey to financial independence. We're going to welcome Bertha to the stage. Hello, Bertha. That was
Hello, Mr. Lee and
hey, hey,
audience.
hey, it's
So glad
Juan,
to
and
be
we're
here with
family.
you. Oh, wow.
We're
I'm so
family.
grateful to be here
Thank
with
you
you.
for thank you for being here. We really appreciate you being here with us tonight. You have had such a career, and I don't know how long this career has been, but it's been very well documented, the things that you've been doing.
Yes.
Um, how long have you been engaged in this journey?
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Yes,
That is
sir.
great.
Yes.
Tell us then. Let's start from the beginning, if you would. How did you start this journey? What made you get on this particular finance journey?
Well, what made me get on this journey, I realized I wasn't financially set to retire when I was trying to retire at 62. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all can do the math. 10 years later,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to retire, but I saw myself living paycheck to paycheck, jacked up with my credit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't have no emergency funds. I didn't have no investment. My credit cards was my emergency fund. And I came to the realization, if I keep doing the same thing that I'm doing, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And if I wanted to retire debt free, I had to change my mindset and I had to make some quick decisions on what I was going to do about it. So I had to do something about it quick and in a hurry. At 62, if you're trying to retire and you're not financially set, you really got a situation there financially.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is, I'm just curious, why, what was it that caused you at 62, or why, what was it that you didn't think about this before 62? What do you think was the,
Because I wasn't really introduced to financial strategies. I came across a company that taught financial literacy and financial strategies, how to eliminate debt, how to repair your credit, and how to invest. I never got involved with that before. I was never introduced to that before. So when I got introduced to those strategies, it was an eye opener for me. I mean, it just changed my mindset literally.
was that prior to 62, or that was that all happened at 62?
That was around 62. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is really one of the reasons why here at Clear Journey we really want to help educate people as soon as possible, to
Yes.
give them, because you know what, you can never start to worry and to be concerned about retirement too soon. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. That's true. And so I realized at that time, at my age, I really had to catch up because
Mm-hmm.
I had lost so much time, thinking I had it going on. But I didn't really have it going on at all. I was broke, busted, and disgusted, thinking I was going to retire. And 11 years later, I just retired last year, December
Okay.
29th, 2024.
But here's the thing, that journey though that you were on over those 10 years, um could there have been any better than to have the knowledge that you had to do what you did, even at that point in time?
If I'd had the knowledge before, I probably could have retired at 62. But
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have the information, didn't have the knowledge, they don't teach you this in school, really.
Mm-hmm.
You go to college, they don't teach this in college, you know. So this company was teaching these strategy and I just got a hold of it and ran with it, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it just everything, discipline, the whole 9 yards. I was ready to get my act together.
You just hit one of the words where we talk about the areas that, in every one of the areas at Clear Journey, we have 8 areas, and
Hmm.
specifically when we talk about finances, we talk about 3 specific attitudes that you need to be successful with your finances.
Hmm.
And the first one was sacrifice,
Hmm.
discipline, and
Hmm.
responsibility.
Yes. Yes.
Those 3 were essential to being able to navigate this
Oh
space
yeah.
called finances. And you
Yes.
just touched on it. You was like, the discipline. These are the things that we talk about, and they have a results that get you where you got to. That's
Right.
just
You gotta
great.
you gotta have some discipline when you make up in your mind that you want to become debt free. You
Yeah.
really do. You know.
What let me ask you another question then before we get into that. When you think about debt, what makes how did you view debt prior to working for the retirement, before you got into retirement? How did
Mhm.
you view debt?
Before the 10 years, before age 62, it
Mm-hmm.
was just pay bills. Just pay bills and I'm gonna be okay. You know, um, we're gonna be in debt the rest of our life. That's what you think.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come to the realization that you're gonna make somebody rich, so why don't you make yourself rich?
Hey.
And Netflix and Credit Discover and all of them, we're making them rich. and we are
Mm-hmm.
being in poverty. And when I
Yeah.
came to that conclusion, I was like, okay, it's time for me to pay myself, and it's time for me to do some evaluation of what I'm paying, who I'm paying, and why I'm paying, and how long am I going to pay them. So when I
Mm-hmm.
came to that conclusion, that story started.
And in the sense of doing that, when you got to that conclusion, then you looked and you found yourself right up against retirement,
Yeah,
and you go
right.
like, wow. Now, how what did that retirement look like? What did retirement prior to that look like versus what retirement looks like on this side of it, of
It
that
didn't
debt?
look good. It didn't look good. I didn't have enough money to retire on comfortably. I could
Well,
have
see,
retired with what I had, but I didn't have enough money comfortably to retire. If I retired at 62, I would be still living paycheck to paycheck.
and what does that feel like? How is that different? Is like, for instance, when you came to the decision to say that's what I want to do, I don't want to live from paycheck to paycheck and debt.
Hmm.
Why was that important to not be in that space when you got to retirement?
That was important because I wanted to do the same things that I wanted to do when I was working. So when I retired, I wanted to go where I wanted to go. I wanted to do what I want to do. I wanted to have enough finances to do the things that I wanted to do. And I didn't have that. So if I continued in the debt uh, 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 um, dilemma, I wouldn't be doing anything but paying bills like I was doing. I mean, we still gonna have bills, we
Hmm.
always gonna have some
Right.
bills, your mortgage and things like that. But the excess uh, bills you don't have to have. Like you don't have to have a credit card maxed out. You know, you could you could be in a position where you could pay that credit card off when it comes. And
Hmm.
that's the position I wanted to be in. I didn't want to be paying the minimum payment because if you read your statement, it says if you only pay the minimum payment, you're going to be paying that bill for 10 or 15 years. You're going to overpay them. So you're going to make them rich and you're still going to be in poverty.
Hmm.
So I had to make a decision. No, I can't continue this way, you know. So
Yeah.
that's where the rubber met the road. I was like, oh no, I can't continue down this road because if I do, I'm not going to be financially successful.
Hmm. And that's the thing that I think many of us, we come to that realization, whether it's by force or choice.
Yes, yes.
um and what we want to really, through this type of conversation, is allow people to understand that this is not we don't want it to end up being forced, but
Exactly.
we
Exactly.
can do this with the type of help like you're sharing with us tonight, is to do the things that are necessary to do. So let me ask a question. What was the, I guess, the aha moment for you? Was like, I'm ready to retire. I've done so many things. I mean, I've been working for so many years, and yet I can't do it and still maintain the life quality of life that I wanted. Um, did you know what it was that you had to accomplish to be able to reach that point?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
How did you determine that? How did you find out what that
So when I
was?
looked at my retirement, my 401k and all of that, it wasn't sufficient enough for me to retire at that age, at that time. So what I had to do was max out my 401k. I used the 10-10-80 rule. I pay my tithes, 10%.
Hmm.
And I decided I'm going to pay myself 10%. So that was my emergency fund. So I
Hmm.
had to put some money away in case there was an emergency. The majority of people don't even have $500 in emergency. If something were to happen at the house or the car, they'll have to use your credit card. That's what I had to do before. So once I decided I needed a 6 months to a year of emergency money in case there was an emergency, and trust me, one will happen.
And that's the point right there. It's not if, it's just when.
When,
It's
when.
not, yeah, when.
So I decided, okay, I was only putting maybe 4% in my 401k. I decided I'm going to max it out. So I started putting 15% in because that's deferred tax. I
Hmm.
don't have to pay taxes on that money.
Hmm.
And when I do my taxes, that's going to be subtracted from my taxes. So when you learn all these things, it's so powerful. Knowledge is powerful. And everything that I'm doing is in the Bible because of the talents.
Hmm.
Jesus, the first one, started with the investment.
Hmm.
He went away on that long journey, and he uh, gave those talents, and he said, "I want you to double my money." Two of them did, and one didn't. One buried it. So, and I read in the Bible where it say, "The rich is ruler over the poor," and I was like, all of this stuff just added up. I started reading the Word of God. God talks about money more than He does anything in the Bible.
Well,
So people think that, when you become a Christian, you're not supposed to have anything. You know, we are wealthy. We're supposed to be wealthy. I didn't say rich. We're supposed to be wealthy. And
well,
the
I mean, but
rich
it comes,
knows how to get wealthy.
and
And
it's
we
come
didn't
through
learn that.
knowledge.
We didn't
Comes
learn
through.
that. We wasn't taught that. But now I got a hold of it.
Well, and that's the thing about it is it's knowledge. You
It's
know,
knowledge.
it's getting understanding, and all you're getting get
Yes,
understanding.
yes. When you get that knowledge, ain't nothing can stop you.
Well, and that's the other connection, because now you have to have the knowledge, but you also have to have the attitude.
You have to have the
That's the
attitude.
part we talking about
My whole
when we put it.
attitude changed.
We gotta put them together, because the
Yes.
information will. It Here's the point. The information isn't new.
No,
The
no.
information isn't new. It's just we
Exactly.
don't have it, and do we have the right attitude to apply it?
Yes. And you got to apply it when you get the knowledge, because what the Bible say, faith without works is dead. So when you get the knowledge, you take it and you work it and you apply it and do something with it. So when I got the knowledge, I started doing something with it. And that put me where I am today, retiring debt free with except my mortgage, repairing my credit. A lot of people don't even know what their credit score is. You need a 750 plus credit score to get the kind of interest that you want when you're about to purchase something. All of these things, I teach all of this. You
Hmm.
got to get your credit right because that's your report card, really. That's your adult report card.
That's exactly what that is. It basically tells you how much of a risk, or lack of a risk, are you
Yes,
going to be
yes.
to the lender.
To
It's
the
like,
lender.
okay, how worthy are you? How much can we trust you
Trust you with. Yes,
to borrow,
yes,
to lend you this money?
yes, yes.
And
Exactly.
the thing about it is that it doesn't, many times it plays such a role in so many areas of our lives, not only in when we're trying to acquire financing, but
Right.
it affects our ability to get jobs,
It
opportunities.
does because now, right, they run your credit for everything now. I mean,
It
really. I,
it
I was looking on the TV the other night. They say they run your credit now with this dating game. this this
Hey,
dating.
that makes perfect sense, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's perfect sense, because hey, do I want to be hooked up with somebody that don't know how to pay their bills? Because
Yes.
now we're going to talk about how that impacts the relationship, because
Exactly. They don't
that
want
was,
to. They don't talk about that.
yeah,
But
we
yeah, so
talked.
that opened my eyes up to every area of your life. It has something to do with finances, pretty
Hmm.
much.
Oh,
Pretty much.
absolutely. It's the thread that goes through every of the areas that we talk about here, Clear Journey. We talk about 8 specific areas, and finances runs through right through the middle of each and every one of them,
This
because
is all.
they're.
That's awesome. That's awesome. My one of my mentors always say, I always use this quote: "Interest is the penalty that you pay for the right in advance to own something that you cannot afford.
See what I'm saying? And that's
Them
the
credit
kicker part, is
cards,
the last part, is that you
yes,
cannot afford.
cannot afford because you're using your credit card. If you can't afford it, then you shouldn't get it.
And to understand that means, if you're going to use it, because here I am, I very rarely have cash. I put
Right,
everything on credit. But
right,
my
right.
point of the
I do
matter is
too.
that,
Yeah.
guess what? At the end of the month, when the bill comes,
Yes.
all of it gets paid off.
Yes. So
That's
you don't pay
that's
no interest. Don't give them a dime. When I
I
came to the conclusion how consumers take all of your money every holiday, every month there's a holiday. And they feed on you because they know you are going to that store because they're gonna have all these sales. Don't do it. Discipline yourself. Do I need this or do I just want it? Some things you just want, you don't even need. You got to
oh,
come to the decision and say, look, I am not going to continue to make consumer rich.
well,
I'm going to
it's
make myself rich.
the lenders are out there knowing that we are very quick to we have to have what we want now, and we're not willing to save or
Yes,
wait for
yes,
anything. We have to have everything right now.
yes.
um and they cater to it. They give you the ability to do it with an expense and a tag, something connected to it, so that you will always be debt to it, where you'll
That's
be in
right. And
bondage to it.
statistics says that the United States is the largest consumer in the world. The
Hmm.
largest consumers in the world.
Yep. And the
So
thing
we
about
are.
it is that and we know what we like that tag too. We have
Oh
a
yes.
tendency to like that tag.
Oh yes. We got it.
Um, mhm. So let me ask you a question then. So what was your journey then like? What was the first thing that you did to start that journey? Once you got that information, you found out what those numbers were. What did you how did you start that journey?
I have a tool. We have a tool called the cash flow manager, where you put all of your debts in the cash flow manager. It's a software, electronic software, and you put all your debt in, and you start snowballing your debt, which you're going to pay the highest interest, the one with the most, and you just go down that list and just continue every month. When you pay that bill off, then you take that money that you have already paid that bill off and attack the other bill. Just go on down the line, consistently go on down the line. Then we also teach with your bills, like your cell phone and your insurance and all those bills. We teach you to try to cut those bills back. Call the company and say, how can I eliminate some of the entries that you all are charging me for, like your cell phone? Do you have to have all those whistles on there that you're not even using?
Mhm.
Do you have to have all of those cables, um, networks, Netflix? Do you have that? You have to you have to budget and analyze what can you cut back on to get your money back. That's what those are the things that we attack, that we introduce people to.
It's amazing you said get your money back.
Get
That
your money
means
back.
in that sense you're talking about stop spending money that you could otherwise keep,
Keep.
is what you
Yes.
mean when you say get your money back, because we're spending money at a
Yes.
rate that we don't even know we're spending it, and not
That's right.
even using the things that we're
Yeah.
spending it for.
Do you have to buy a Starbucks coffee every day? Do you have to eat out every week? We got money. We just not finding it so that we could free it up. All of us got the money. You just got to free it up. You giving
Yeah,
out too much.
yeah. Let me ask you a question. What have you found to be the biggest challenge to people trying to navigate this information? Because I find out that many people just the commitment that it takes to stick to the decision that you want to get out of debt. Because guess what? It's not something that happens overnight.
It don't happen overnight. It took me 10 years.
What is it that made you stick to it? What made you continually stick in there and just endure the process to being able to get there?
It was the mindset. It was the motivation to that I wanted to get out of debt and I wanted to retire at a certain age. We also have a um, electronic investment advisor. When I started this journey, I put all of my information in this electronic advisor, and I said I wanted to retire at 2020. I said I wanted to have at least $5,000 a month. So I put that information in there. So I had to evaluate how much money did I need to put aside now to reach that goal. So I set goals and I wanted to reach those goals. I didn't reach them at 2020. I reached them at 2023. So I worked 3 years over. I started carrying my lunch. I stopped buying coffee because my office offered coffee, and I stopped eating out. I stopped going shopping. I took all the extra money that I had and I would either put it in an investment account or I would put it in my emergency fund. So those are things that I had to do. And I had to discipline myself and was determined I'm going to do it. And I just did it.
Let me ask you a question. If you had this information 20, 30 years ago, the same degree of discipline that you needed now, you would have had to have been able to administer it then, but the outcome would have been what? Somewhat different, would you think? Would you say?
Yes, I would have been able to retire at 62 and maybe before.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing I did was I would have been able to draw my Social Security at age 62. But my retirement age was 66. And I didn't want Social Security to take any of my money. Because if I applied for Social Security at age 66, I could make as much money as I want and take that money from Social Security and start my emergency fund and start investing. And that's what I did. I started, I at 66, I was working a 9 to 5. I had a 6-figure income. I took that retirement from Social Security and started investing it and maxing out my 401k and building up my emergency fund. You got to have a mindset to work these things. You got to work the system. Yeah. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that no matter what stage you are in life,
that's right,
that it's doable with the same and the right attitude. Because I tell you, the attitude that you're talking about, I mean, you sacrifice. That's number one. Yes. That's sacrifice. Yes. You had to do some sacrificing.
Yes.
And then you were disciplined. And then you realized that it was your responsibility to be able to make this thing happen.
Yes.
And it's nobody else's responsibility to do it but you.
That's right.
You've accomplished that. And I tell you, I can see how that makes you feel to understand that I can now do what it is I want to do.
Right. And now I have a passion to teach other people. And I always tell people, I always use this quote. You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started to get great. You really got it. And it doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you get started somewhere. I started at 62. I'm 73 now, and I'm still at it.
Hey, but the thing about it is that now it comes from somewhere that you've been there, you've done it.
Yes,
you know that this thing is good, it works.
Right.
And it's just if we could be able to share this with the younger generations, and let them know that, hey, you can get here on a
Yes.
different path
Oh
than I
yes.
got
Oh
here. But
yes.
the thing about it is, it's the same result. The
Yes.
same work has to be done. The
And I
same
get the
work has to
question
be done.
asked many times. Well, when should I start investing, or when should I start my mutual fund? I said the very day you start a job, that's when
Hmm.
you start. By the time you get to my age in retirement, you could be a millionaire.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you got to start.
Yes, absolutely. So let me ask a question. In light of where you are now, if you were to look back and speak to your 30-year-old self, what would you say differently to your 30-year-old self?
I would tell my 30-year-old self, you need to start your emergency fund, your retirement, 401k, max it out. And I would say, stop spending unnecessary money. That's what I would tell myself.
Yeah, yeah. It's very interesting because in many cases, we don't, we've allowed circumstances and our situation, our
Yes,
lives and things that happen to
yes.
dictate to a lot of our cases when we talk about, and we, like you was telling me, your emergency fund was your credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing, if you don't pay it off, I told this story many times. I said the first experience I had with a credit card was I bought a stereo,
Mm-hmm.
and the bill was like $59 a month. And after I paid the bill was more than it was before I paid it.
That's right. Because
And
you were only
and
paying interest.
yeah, and wasn't even paying all of that because it went up. It didn't need. I paid the amount and it went up,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, "This is a scam here. This
It
this
is.
ain't. This is not. And this is a legal one. This is a legal one,
Yes.
and they promote it.
Yes,
Um,
they do. And I try to encourage the college students, you know, they come out and introduce you to these credit cards, leave them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because they're going to get that credit card. And when they say, oh, I only have to pay this amount a month, I can handle that. And before they know it, it's maxed out. And they can't pay it. Mom and daddy end up having to pay it. So that
that's
I
if it
don't know
get
where
done.
they came up with that idea. They should never introduce credit cards to college students.
And
That
yet they
is,
still doing it.
I know they are. That's a no-no.
They're still doing it. And the thing about it is because they know many of them don't know how to manage them,
That's what I
don't know how
know.
to manage them,
They gon'
and
they gonna go crazy.
it's almost like an addiction
It is.
to the
It
point
is.
where they've now got themselves in a position that they cannot get out of.
They cannot get out of it.
They have no resources to be able to get out of it, but yet they have access to something that's going to continually wear them down, and they're going to be having this ball and chain around them until they understand that they're the reason that that ball and chain is around
That's
their
it. That's it. And
leg
I
or whatever.
encourage parents, talk to your children about these things. They need to know. We as minorities, we don't teach our kids about education. Our parents didn't know. You know, take them to the bank. Let them see the bills. Your light bill ain't nothing free. These
Hmm.
things got to be paid, and give them an insight on bills have to be paid, and somebody have to pay them.
Somebody. Yeah,
Somebody have to pay them.
yeah, and it's a part of being what they like to say, being grown.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah. You grown? Okay. Could you pay this light bill this week?
mm-hmm. Yeah,
This cable bill or whatever, But we got to learn how to, like I say again, get your money back. You know, because
mm-hmm.
because and right in your house, there's money there. You just got to find it.
Yeah.
It's money in your household. You just got to find out how to get it.
That leads right into the next question that you talk about, and that is passive income. What are some of the ways that you have thought of and getting able to earn passive income that you maybe have done to help you in this process?
Well, you could write a book. I wrote a book. I've written 3 books now. Each one of them was first time bestseller. I also own a venue that I rent out um, weekly or monthly or, any kind of event that you want. You have to find your niche. You have to find your niche. There's something. We all been gifted. We all have gifts. I'm an administrator by trade. I mean, I'm I was an office manager for a lawyer for 15 years. So I know how to organize. So there, whatever, you could get a little side hustle. I always tell people I would never be without a business. I did Mary Kay. I did Avon. I'm still doing Mary Kay. I've been a
Mm-hmm.
Mary Kay consultant for 20 some years. Mary Kay never taught me strategies that I learned 10 years ago. They just taught us how to sell, sell, sell. They never taught us how to invest, how to repair credit, how to eliminate debt. They never taught us that. But when I learned these strategies, I can still do Mary Kay, but I could use these other strategies to get out of debt and to eliminate debt, to repair my credit, and to invest. So I still do Mary Kay now. But my passion is with helping people that are planning on retiring, show them how you can retire and be debt free. That's my passion.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the country where I worked. That's another reason I had this passion. I grew up in the country working on the farm from sun up to sundown for $2 a day. $2 a day. We didn't go to school unless it rained because we had to share crop. We had to manage the crops. So the boss man had an agreement with the school system. When it come the end of the year, you got to promote them because they have to work on the farm. So going from $2 a day when I was growing up to become making a six figures a year or $60 an hour, that just gave me so much incentive to help other people because I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it is to work for $2 a day, which most people never had that problem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm passionate about helping people because I've been there, done that. And so I've arrived to this journey in my life where I just kept going. I kept going. I kept going. Every job that I had, I would always do things to help promote me to get to that next level. See, your destiny is really in your hand besides God. You have to do some things to make it work for you because you have to know what your worth is.
Mm-hmm.
And so that has been my past. That's how I've done acquired passive income.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mm-hmm.
to have a business. You have to have a business. The government want you to have a business because you should have a business because you have benefits that you would never have if you don't have a business. You are taxed at 28 to 21 to 28% with a business as opposed to 30 to 38% without a business. You have to have a business because you have tax write-off that you would never have if you didn't. And you could save at least $50,000 on taxes at the end of the year having that passive income. It's a must. It is a must. Some kind of business we have
Mm-hmm.
to have.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
about all that.
Yep. 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 I mean, and the thing about it is that the first thing is that you have to have a passion
You got to have a
and
passion.
a passion. And the thing about it is many of us, we don't know how to identify that passion that we have.
Yes.
But it's is what you just said. It's just you have this passion to want to help people.
Yes.
And when you know what it is that you want to help people, this goes again back into Clear Journeys. You know, its mission is to help people
Yes.
navigate life's
Yes.
journey so
Yes.
that you can identify those things for yourself,
Yes. Yes.
so that when you get to this point in life, and
Yes.
I'm not necessarily talking about retirement, but at
Right.
any stage of
In this
life,
stage. Yes.
at any stage of life, that we're maximizing that stage, because we know who we are and how we're navigating that stage, and how what's in it for us, what we have to offer in that stage.
Yes.
And so
Exactly.
what you're doing here is laying out, look, hey, this is the trick, I'm going to leave you some breadcrumbs, I'm going to show you some breadcrumbs, I'm going to show you how to do this thing, but you can do it at any stage. And
Yes.
so that you can move on and have that thing. Because here's the point. I retired, just, I think you said you retired in 21.
No,
I
I just
retired.
retired last month. I mean,
Right.
December.
Right.
Yeah.
I retired in 21.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I've always wanted to do. This
Yeah.
is what I've always wanted to do. And I have that passion, just as you do, to want to help people. And so
But
I've been
before I
down that
got
road.
into this, I didn't have that passion. Before I got into doing my own finances and get myself together, I didn't have this passion.
Yeah,
But
I can
after I
understand.
saw the results and how it can help other people, then it became my passion.
Yeah. And it's that kind of thing. It's like what you have to offer is because it's in you now.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. It's in
Yeah.
you, and it's
Yeah.
easy to give what you have
Yeah.
because it's in you. It's not like
Yes.
it's going to exhaust something, that
Right.
you have an
Right.
abundance of this. Can't
Right.
nobody tell you that this don't work, because you've
That's
done it.
right.
It's in you.
That's right.
And it exudes, it comes out of you. It lets you know,
Yes.
hey, this works, and I'm going to show you that it works,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I'm the example of it.
I'm the example. I'm the product of the product.
Yes. I mean, so you can't tell me. I'm going to tell you that. And this is the thing that I talk about with the attitude. Your attitude will direct your outcome.
It will. It
It
does.
will direct your outcome.
It
So
does.
if you're passionate
Yes.
about what it is that you want to
Yes.
do, that it's
Yes.
in you, guess what?
Yes.
Your outcome is determined
Yes.
already.
I am so excited that I got a hold of this, so that, I mean, really, so that I can share with other people. I was talking to a young lady the other night, one of my church members, and I was talking to her about investing. And she said, well, Sister Winston, I don't have no money to invest. I said, hold up. You have money to invest. Because people have in their mind that only rich people can invest. I said, honey, you could open up and Charles Schwab or a Fidelity account with a minimum, it's no minimum with Fidelity, of $5, 10, 15, 20, and you put that in there every month, you'll be surprised. You don't need to be,
This is the thing that we talk about. It really gets into, we talk about budgeting.
Yes.
And we talk about budgeting begins to allow you to see
Yes.
what
Yes.
it is that you really have.
Yes.
And then it allows you to make choices that are
Yes.
important to you.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not meant to be something that tells you what you can't do. It's
Oh
there
no.
to help you formulate what it is you want to do,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
put things in order so that you can do it. It's not to
Yes.
be a burden. It's not to be like,
No.
I'm a slap. Your
No.
budget is
No.
about to slap in your hand. No,
No.
the budget is it's
Exactly.
assisting you
Yes.
to are able to accomplish the things that are important
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
And here's the big thing. We talk about what we don't have, but let's talk
Yes.
about what you do have.
What you
What
do
you
have.
do have
What you
is
do have.
you can be disciplined. You can
Yes.
discipline yourself to take $5.
Yes.
Discipline yourself to take $5 and
Yes.
put it into something that's going to work for you, instead
Work
of
for
into the
you. That's
pocket of
it.
somebody that's going
That's
to be
right.
working
That's
against you.
right. That's right. You want your money to work for you.
Mhm.
And
And
assign
you have the ability, because it's called discipline. You
discipline.
have that. It's
Yes.
free. It don't
Yes.
cost you nothing.
Yeah.
It don't
And
cost you
now,
nothing to be disciplined.
uh, I think Fidelity had a promotion where if you put in $50, they will give you 100. I think they discontinued that one, but Charles Schwab still have it. You put in $50, they will give you $101. That gets you started right there.
And then all we have to do is be disciplined.
Be disciplined. And I said, let them take it out of your check. If you don't see it, you don't miss it.
And it
When
worked.
I maxed out my 401k, it took some discipline. That was a lot of money. I was putting in 15%, but I knew I had to do it. And then when I got to the place where I said, okay, I could pull back now, then I start putting 10%. You got to make up in your mind, this is what I got to do. No matter how, I'm going to do it. Just
it's
discipline yourself and do it. I can tell you, I started doing it. And I look back now, I mean, it blows.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it is that it's so rewarding. You begin to feel the benefits of knowing that this is something that you yourself did, and you did what it takes. I'm gonna tell you, the value of discipline shows up in so many areas of your life when you begin to exercise and then see the benefits of it.
Yes.
The benefits of it. And in our finances, it's a very easy thing to be able to see because it will grow.
And people don't like to talk about it. They don't like to talk about when you tell them they can't do this and they shouldn't do that. Oh no, it's my money. Okay, it ain't really your money because you're giving it to them.
Absolutely. I tell you,
when I learned that I could keep my money, and I started working the strategies to keep it, it was a no-brainer for me. And I'm trying to teach my children the same thing.
Well, I mean, and this is the thing about it is that the sooner we get it ourselves, the sooner we can begin to share it with others. And again, that's our whole purpose here is to be able to flood the information, make it available at to anybody and everybody who needs to understand it. Because it's like, here's the thing, it's not as though it's a secret.
No, it's not.
It's not a secret. We've just got to be willing to accept it and then do it.
Yes. And you have to do it. If you want to be financially successful, you have to do it.
Yes. And it does look, and let's be clear. The only color is green.
That's it.
That's the only color. It's
and
green.
Remember, you're going to make somebody rich.
Why can't it be you?
I came to that conclusion.
I hear you. Hey, let me just say here, where can people find you and get in touch with you? We're coming to the end of our program here. It has been great, but I want people to know where they can catch up with you and find you.
Yes, sir. You can go to my website. I'm going to give you a link that you could go to where you will get 7 practical tips on how to retire and be debt-free.
And is that it right there?
www.retiredanddebtfree.com.
Yes.
You will get that, and you'll have to fill out some information, and then I will in turn contact you if you want me to help you. You can also go to my website, www.thewinstonexperience.com.
Yes.
You will find some great information as well. I would love to work with you. If I can do it, you can do it too. You just got to make up in your mind that this is what you need to do, and you're going to discipline yourself to do it.
Now, is there any way that they can reach you directly?
They can contact me at 202.
Oh, no, not the phone number. You want the phone number? I was thinking your website, your email address. My email
there you
address.
go.
Your email address
Is Bertha Winston at AOL.com.
Oh, see,
Very, very simple.
not the
Bertha,
info at, not this one, the info right there.
they could use that one too.
Okay.
Info at the Winston Experience, or they could, yeah, they could use that one too.
Yeah. That was what I was talking about. I wanted to get that one in there. This is where they
Okay,
can reach
yeah,
you.
info at the Winston Experience.
Well, that's great. That
And I
is
would
great.
love to, just do a discovery session with you and um, anyone that are listening. I'm so passionate about this because I know that our people need to do it. You know, you don't know until you know.
And you don't know that you don't know until
You
you
know
know.
that you don't know till you don't know.
Then until you know you didn't know, you know.
Yes, yes, yes. God want us to be prosperous. He said that, even as our soul prospers. And he said also, money ruleth all things. So hey, you need money for things, but I want you to put it somewhere where it's working for you.
That's the message behind that story,
Yes,
is that you need to make it start working for you and
yes.
not for someone else.
And the bank is not going to do it.
No, that's not their place. They
So
will
you have
use your
got to
money.
find an investment to do it that's paying 8 to 10% interest.
Boy, that's it. Do you do
$5, $10, $15, $20. Just do it. You will love yourself.
I think tonight you excuse me, you have shared various vehicles when
Yes,
you talk about Schwab and
yes,
Fidelity.
yes,
These are all brokerage houses
yes. They are
that
brokers. Yes,
you can get accounts on. These are
yes, yes,
more
yes,
traditional brokerage houses that are
yes,
in every city. Don't be
yes.
on
Oh,
there in
yes.
every city.
Oh, yes.
um, has a very good track record over a
Oh,
long
yeah.
period of
Fidel
time.
is about the largest one there is. Yeah. And they don't have no minimum.
Yeah,
You
and
can put
so
at least $5. I
yeah,
would recommend you put at least 20 to 25, but start with 5. Start somewhere. Just get started today, not
yeah.
tomorrow, today.
No matter where you are, today is the day
Yes, it
to
is.
get started.
I
So
just thank you, Mr. Lee. It
hey,
seemed like we've been knowing each other and I, I was referred.
hey, hey, we have the same kindred heart. We really
Yes, we
want to
do.
help people.
We
So
do. We
I
do.
appreciate this, and I look forward to connecting with you in the future,
Oh, yes.
in future endeavors. I know we're going to cross paths and be connected
Oh,
into the
yes.
future.
Most definitely. Most
So
definitely.
I want to just thank you. I'm very thankful that you had the time and you spent your evening with us, along with the audience, those that are listening. I appreciate you also. But I would just like for you to go back, if you would, just let me close off the show and I will be with you in shortly. But again, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you
I look
again. My
forward to seeing
pleasure.
you. All righty. Well, all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed Bertha. She was a very good guest. She was our first guest on It's Life Live. We will have more guests in the future. And so we look forward to seeing you all then. Um, I will let you know that Oliver has just shown up in the chat and he says that he was unfortunately unable to meet tonight, but he will apologize for not being here with us tonight. And we look forward to seeing him next week. He will be here with us. Um, so, again, if you want to know more about Clear Journey, go to clearjourney.org where you can find more information about us. If you would like to support us, it's at Clear Journey, and you can reach me at info@clearjourney. Um, Also, the website is clearjourney.org. and you will learn more about what we offer, the 8 areas that we talk about. If you're also interested, I have my book, Love Made Simple, The Guide to Inner Peace, Contentment, and Success. You can find that on Amazon, or you can get the Audible also. If you have not, if you find it and you wanted to get it for free by just signing up for Audible. But again, I appreciate you all for spending your Wednesday night with us. And until next time, we look forward to meeting with you and seeing you again. And how would I say, like as we say in usual, we can't change life, but we can help you navigate it. So until next time, we'll see you then.